Hey there! It's nice to see you. Time is flying by quickly. It seems like only last week we were talking about being 99 days away from leaving, and now we're only 14 days from launch. As you can imagine, there are a lot of things to do when you're preparing to move into your trailer full-time and start a big journey across the country. Let me tell you what we've been up to this week.
We changed the oil on the Grey Goose, that's what we call our truck, and we rotated the tires. That was not an easy task. The rims were seemingly welded to the darn hubs. I wish I had a video to show you that, but on the same time, maybe I don't. There were a few curse words involved that day. I pried and hammered and drove back and forth with the nuts loose to see if they would just move off a little bit. Had a heck of a time. I was so frustrated. Happily, using a hammer and a wedge, I eventually got them off, got the job done. We also put the tires back onto the trailer. During the winter, we removed them and put the RV up on blocks. Covered up the brake drums, tarped the entire camper to keep it out of the snowy weather. Putting the tires back on the camper was an easier job than the truck tires. But it reminded me of how heavy the camper is. I really had to pump that jack pretty hard to lift that trailer.
We were going to remove the tarp from the trailer a week earlier, but the nearby tree was dropping lots of pods on it, so we decided to delay it for a few days, and it was a good thing we did, because in typical Edmonton, Alberta fashion, on May 18th, it snowed, and not just a few flakes, and it's over. It snowed hard, and it stayed on the ground. 2 days later, there were still remnants of snow on the ground. The poor flowers, just when they thought it was safe to come out, bang! We took this time to do some odd jobs around Pamela's house, hoping to leave her in good shape before we go. We painted the back entryway, installed a new light, reattached cable TV wires that had torn away from the house, and a few other odds and ends.
Finally, on May 26th, we removed the tarps and freed Kermit from his winter home. Hooray! It was really nice to see him out in the sunshine again. He held up well over the winter. We packed away the tarps, and we're excited to be able to get in and out of the door freely again. Now, we began bringing a few things inside and trying to get organized. It's still a work in process, and we suspect that over the next few weeks, we'll figure out where we want to put everything.
We added some command hooks so that we could free up some drawer space for some additional items. And we put a few other command hooks in some strategic places for hats, clothes. During winter storage, we wanted to deter mice and other critters from coming into the camper. We made sure to empty out all sources of food and clean well before we shut everything up. But then we did some research to try and find out what would keep the mice out. Blocking holes, of course. Also, we heard that dryer sheets, mothballs, and ultrasonic noise machines would work. There are so many options. We didn't know what to choose. Luckily, we came across this YouTube channel by Shawn Woods. Check him out. We'll put a link in our description. He lives in a country area where there are a lot of mice, and he tests out all these products to see what works and what doesn't. It was awesome. His tests dispelled some myths about what doesn't really work and what does. Based on his experiments, we opted for mint oil. We thoroughly cleaned out some cans, put in a makeup remover pad, and then doused it with mint oil. And then we put them all around the trailer, under sinks, in closets, in the pass-through, all over. Not only do we see no signs of any critters, but the mint oil has made this trailer smell really nice. Once again, check out Shawn Woods' YouTube channel to see firsthand his experiments, and you can make your own decision as to what would work best for you.
We hooked up the battery again. The electrical has come back to life. We're testing all the electrical and propane systems. Make sure that everything's still in working order after a long winter. Okay, we're getting there. All the air is out of the lines.
During the winter, we filled our water lines with an antifreeze solution to keep them from freezing. Now we had to flush the antifreeze from all the lines. After that, we filled the tank with fresh water and some bleach and let it sit for 24 hours to sterilize. Empty the lines and tanks again, refill to rinse, and one final dump and our freshwater tank and water lines are fresh and ready for camping.
We replaced the batteries in the smoke detector, and in the TV remote control, everything was fine there because we like to take the batteries in for the winter time. I don't like them to sit out here in the cold. Things look so good actually. It was time for us to take a break, watch some TV, and celebrate with a drink. We are getting excited that this new journey is about to begin. We have planned it for a long time now, and it's only 14 days away. There are a lot more things to do to finish off our preparations, and these will be a busy 2 weeks packing up the camper.
Join us next week as we add some more components to the trailer and begin packing up. We are so glad you're coming along with us on this adventure, and we look forward to seeing you on the road.
Check out some of our other videos and subscribe to our channel.
New content will be posted weekly.